skill and no fear.
We must look back at the battles that took place on the Risk battlefields. There was one day in particular, Yoav, where you were posing an immense challenge to me. But there was a gentleman, we call him Admiral James, that was trying to advise you in a way that was best for him but not best for you, and you chose to follow him. It's important that you use your own judgment going forward and always do what you know is right, because you will certainly succeed in that regard.
In 1974, Muhammad Ali and George Foreman had their famous Rumble in the Jungle. In 2009, Yoav and the rest of us had the Great Battle of Florida. We're talking Risk, the game of Risk, strategic abilities, and guess who was the master? Yoav. And for the rest of us, nothing was right. We couldn't even break the matzah the right way.
Oh, he's such a nightmare. He really can't cope with it. He begs Mummy to let him go to Yoav's house to play Risk. But every time, every time, he loses. And then it's awful. He's horrible. And he runs upstairs to his room and won't come out. He's really mean. He's in there now. We just got back from Yoav's. He's such a baby. It's only a game.
He's such a bad loser. So embarrassing.
Abba!
Leave me alone!
Five, one. Yoav.
I won again then.
Indeed. There is nothing left for me to teach you. You must make your own way now and conquer the world by yourself.
But Father, I'm only 13. I want to keep improving. What do you suggest?
Look, like everything in life, when we seek answers, we must look to our holy scriptures. Why don't you read about Yehoshua's battles? As you know, Yoshua became the leader of Bnei Israel after Moshe's death. Hashem tasked Yoshua with conquering the land of Israel. All of his battles are fascinating, but I think you should start with the Battle of the Eye in Perek Shmona. Enjoy.
Dad, this is incredible.
Yoav, what is it? What happened? What's going on?
Yoshua's battle against the Eye is pure genius.
Why don't you tell me about it? It's been a while.
Okay, so Bnei Israel had conquered Jericho, where the city walls came tumbling down. After this battle, Yoshua turns his attention to a people called Ai. In their first attempt to defeat Ai, Bnei Israel send a small force of 3,000 men who run away from the men of Ai like big girls. Yoshua is rocked by this loss and asks Hashem for an answer. Hashem tells him that one of the people had taken the spoils of war from the Battle of Jericho. Yoshua had specifically told the people not to take anything from Jericho. A guy called Achan confesses to Yoshua that he is the culprit. Achan and his family are then stoned and burnt. At the beginning of chapter 8, Hashem gives Yoshua the encouragement to take another crack at Ai. He uses one of the same expressions that Moshe used when Yoshua was first chosen as Moshe's successor. Hashem el Yoshua, אל תירא ואל תחת, קח עמך את כל עם המלחמה וקום עליה Ai. ראה נתתי בידך את מלך Ai, ואת עמו ואת עירו ואת ארצו. God said to Yoshua, do not be afraid and do not be discouraged. Take all the people of war with you, and arise, go up to Ai. You will see that I have given it into your hand the king of Ai and his people, his city and his land.
So what does Yoshua do?
Well, he doesn't sit back and twiddle his thumbs, leaving all the dirty work to Hashem. He comes up with a very clever plan, based on Hashem's small hint to him that he should place an ambush behind the city. Yoshua chooses 30,000 men and goes with them as they march to strike the town of Ai from its northern flank. At the same time, Yoshua selects 5,000 men from this large force and sends them under the cover of darkness to wait in ambush to the west of the town of Ai. When the sun rises, Yoshua's remaining troops attack the city, but then retreat. Obviously, this retreat was just a bluff. The town people think that they have won another easy victory on their hands and chase after Bnei Israel, leaving the city unguarded. Quickly, the 5,000 concealed fighters emerge from their lair and attack the open town of the Ai, setting it on fire. Realizing that they have been trapped, the fighters of the Ai and Beit El find themselves caught in between the two Israelite armies and are slaughtered. Altogether, 12,000 of the enemy are slain, and only the king of Ai is taken as prisoner. Rabbi Hatin points out that there is one important detail that must not be overlooked. This victory is very different to Jericho, where the walls miraculously crumbled. At first glance, the victory over Ai seems to be the exclusive result of Yoshua's brilliant strategy and the bravery of his men in following it. But how does Yoshua's smaller force know the precise moment when they should leave their hideout and seize the town? After all, timing is everything. The Pasuk says, Yoshua stretched forth with the spear that was in his hand toward the city. The ambush party rose quickly from its place and ran where he stretched forth his hand. Really then, it is Yoshua's symbolic gesture that wins the day, as the victory plays out in a natural way. But how does Yoshua know when to raise his spear? Is he just a great strategist, or is there something more? God said to Yoshua, stretch out the spear that is in your hand toward the Ai, for I give it to you in your hands. And Yoshua raised the spear that was in his hand toward the town. So while it is clearly Yoshua and the people of Israel who prepare carefully for the battle and achieve victory, their success in the end is due to Hashem's covert intervention. Inspired at precisely the right moment, Yoshua raises the spear and the rest of the plan unfolds with perfection. If you were just looking at this as a military strategy, you would only see Yoshua's brilliance, but you would miss a much more important lesson. From Yetziat Mitzrayim until Jericho, Hashem has helped Bnei Israel with great miracles. Now they are entering their own land. However, Hashem is allowing them to make their own independent decisions and sometimes mistakes. With the smallest of gestures, the timing of Yoshua's spear, Hashem helps Bnei Israel win this victory. Hashem in Sefer Yoshua and onwards is still there, but he is taking a more low-key role, as it's now time for Bnei Israel to step up to the plate.
Yoav, that's a wonderful account. As you embark on the battlefield that is life, what do you take away from Yoshua?
Joshua was a brilliant strategist and had true faith in God. He didn't take the credit for himself for his victories. On the other hand, he never sat back and let Hashem do the work for him.
Yoav, you clearly understood the lesson. I'm proud of you.